Hello everyone!
Hey!
Welcome to Uncut Gaming,
Where we don't edit our videos.
but we are trying to build the Philosopher's Stone, or to uncover the Philosopher's Stone.
We're Trismegistusing.
Yes. Welcome to Trismegistus, which is a game by the same designer of Anachrony. Yes.
Really?
Yep. He's not the sole designer in this one. He cooperated with some other designer, which I don't remember the name of. But yeah, it's the same designer of Anachrony.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, while I fully believe you, I am pretty much stunned by this revelation because Anachrony is fairly streamlined and fairly clear when it comes to iconography. And this game, while very much enjoyable, is not clear or streamlined.
It's from a different publisher. Yep, but it's the same designer, which in a very weird way is not written on the rulebook, but yeah. Okay, so in Trismegistus we are playing alchemists, right?
I'm still shocked by the revelation.
Yeah.
Like, someone has to explain this to me. It's like you make a really good game that's very clear and very streamlined, and then you go to a different publisher and suddenly you forget iconography.
It's the importance of development and publishing. The designer has other stuff that he's responsible for, namely the mechanisms. Apparently not so much the graphical design, but we'll get to that at the end, I think.
I think we'll get to that in 30 seconds when we tell people why are we explaining the entire rule set as opposed to what we should.
Okay, we'll do our best. All right, so in Trismegistus, each one of us is playing an alchemist with his own lab. We have some formulas that we'll be able to unlock.
Yes.
We have raw materials, namely lead, copper, tin, mercury, iron, silver, and gold.
Yep. And
some of them are in the raw state, and some of them could be in the refined state. And a big part of this game is transmuting materials from one type to the refined state of the other type. So I can upgrade this raw copper into a refined tin, for example, right? We also have some artifacts which we will be able to activate, and that's pretty much it. This is the space for the biggest mechanism in the game, which is drafting a die and then using its potency to perform different and sundry actions. And we're basically going to draft 3 dice every round, and we're going to have 3 rounds. So that's 9 in total. Theoretically, you could have more, but then it's not optimal. More dice, I mean. So that's the number of, because you can replace it. You don't have to use the entire potency if you don't want to.
What do you mean you can replace it?
No, you're right. The most is 3. You're right. The most is 3 dice, yes.
Okay.
In terms of cards that we start the game with, right? We have 1 starting experiment. Every experiment has its resources that are required to be spent, right? Every experiment has a requirement in terms of the track, the elemental track that you need to be on. For example, this track requires me to have at least 2 steps up the earth track, which is this one. I'm the red player. And every experiment also has bonuses. In this case, I'm going to get some resources, some materials, and some end-of-game victory points.
Yes, note that they're raw materials.
Right. These are raw materials because they're in circles as opposed to squares, which are the refined states. We also start with a master experiment, which we selected at the start of the game.
Yeah,
right?
And it's a very difficult one to
Yeah,
obtain.
You can see the number of materials that is needed and the requirement.
Yeah.
And lastly, we have it's called a publication. Again, end of the game scoring. It'll be unlocked for us if I'll have these icons, and we'll cover the different mechanisms to get icons, and it'll score me some points at the end of the game. So those are things that we sort of started with. On the board itself, we have the experiments. We have the 5 different material types here, from lead, copper, tin, mercury, and iron.
Now,
and we have the wild.
Random. We rolled the dice, and that's what we got.
Right. And here's the wild resource, right?
Oh my God, we forgot to theater mode ourselves.
Right. This is the deck of publications. These are the 4 tracks that I've discussed earlier. We'll talk about how to actually advance on the tracks once we transmute.
Yes.
And these are some artifacts that we can choose to build. Right. We are playing with not a variant, but an additional sort of module that comes with the game called achievements. These are these 4 cards, which is basically first come, first serve.
Yep, and they're completely random.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of cards. We just selected 4, and these have come with requirements.
Unrelated.
They come with requirements, and they give us end of game victory points or some bonuses as well. Okay, so do you want to cover the basic sort of structure of a turn?
Yes, if you do not have any dice, any die in which you can work, you pick one from the ones available on the board. Now, the potency is the number of die that you had when you picked it up. So in this case, this will be a potency of 5, whereas this will be a potency of 3. Now, when you draft a die, you can choose to use this little
ethereal die token, which is a one-time thing.
To bump it by 1. You can only use 1, so I can bump from 3 to 4, but even if I had several, I couldn't bump it higher than 4.
Correct.
Right. If you have a die, you need to use up that die, and you have several actions that you can do in order to use it up, but it will definitely decrease in potency as you do that. So the actions are to take an experiment card.
Right, that'll cost you 1 potency.
And yes, from the relevant die. So, for example, this is the icon for tin, right?
Right, this one.
So this is the only experiment that's available to me. There'll be 2 of them later in the game, but for now this is it. I can take an ingredient.
Right, you mean a material? Yes.
These things, aren't they ingredients? I can take an essence.
Right.
So in this case, tin is linked to the triangle essence. So I can use up 1 potency to get 1, or I can use up all my potency to get 3.
Yep.
That's the second
Essences
action
are used for transmutations. We'll cover that in a second.
Yep. And the third thing I can do is I can get a raw material of the relevant type. So in this case, this is tin. So I can get raw tin.
Yep.
Now, all of these 3 actions relate to the icon on the die. There's also the color.
Right.
So the color is related to transmutations and artifacts.
Right.
So these are the 2
actions
that are relevant to the color. So if you look at the tracker over here, do we have one next to you so we can pull it up to the board?
A what? Oh.
May God be with us. So these are black, this is white, and this is red. In my case, I chose a red die, so I can use the red die in order to move along the red tracker. So this is the only upgrade that's available, the only transmutation that's available to me. And once I do that action, I need to discard an essence, and I move up in the relevant tracker. In this case, because I chose to discard a triangle essence, I move up
the
in
air
the
track.
triangle/air track.
Yep.
Okay, I think those are the 5.
Yeah, the last thing.
Artifacts, right. If you have a potency of 3 or more, you can use up 3 potency to get an artifact. Now, the artifact, it's a bit difficult to see, but they are color-coded. So if I have a red die, these 2 are available to me, but these are not.
Yeah, and then you place it in one of your available red artifact spaces.
So I can place it over here or over here, and I get to activate, I get its bonus immediately.
Yes.
And whenever I transmute over it, so if I were to transmute over here, I'm going over the artifact. So I flip it and I gain its bonus.
Correct.
Oh, and you can use potency to flip artifacts back.
Correct.
So that's like the 6th thing you can do with potency. I think we covered all of them.
Yeah, I think so. And then there are 3 free actions on your turn. You can fulfill, and you can do as many as you'd like. You can fulfill experiments. You can purchase, using gold, you can purchase formulas to unlock them. Or you can, once they're here, you can actually use them to gain their bonuses.
These are all free actions.
Yeah.
They do not require potency, but you must use up at least one potency and a die in your turn.
Yeah, you cannot
That's
just
mandatory.
pass.
You can't pass.
Okay, so I think that's the basics of the game. We'll cover these icons later. We'll cover this board later. That's all. That we could explain it as we go along.
Just to mention, this element does not exist. It's a wild card, and when you pick it up, you must choose what it is before you place it. So in this case, I chose it to be Mercury, so it's going to be Mercury, and it's a potency of 3 because there were 3 dice before I lifted it. But it can't remain a wild card.
Yep. Okay. So I'm first player, according to this. So I'll start. I don't have a die on my board, so I'm going to choose one. And looking at my experiment that I'd like to fulfill,
choose the Mars one.
I will pick up copper, and I will pick up a black one. I'm going to have it as a potency of 5. By the way, you start with an ethereal die because you're second player.
That's not copper, is it?
Oh, sorry, that's iron. Iron. Right, sorry. Right.
This is going to be confusing.
No, that's copper, that's iron.
Fast.
Yes. Right. So I've drafted it. Now I'd like to use 1 in order to transmute this lead into refined
copper, yes.
Copper. And I'm gonna spend 1 mercury. So there are 4 different essences, right? 3 of them come as these tokens, these icons, and the 4th is just mercury, which is both an essence and a material, right? So I can choose to use this mercury to bump myself 1 on this track.
Yes.
And that is it. Now I have some refined copper.
Wonderful. Now during Gidan's turn, after he has finished, I can use up one of those little cute lightning thingies.
Reaction, sorry.
I can use my reaction token.
Yep.
And flip it, and then get to use his die, his exact die, in a rather limited way.
Yep.
That is, I can use it to gain an essence, I can use it to transmute, and I can use it for what else?
Material, right? You can.
And material, right. I think those are the only 3 things you can do.
And the 4th one, is just reactivating an artifact.
Oh, right. So 4 things. Yeah, but none of those affect the board. Like, I can't take artifacts, and I can't take experiments. I can't do anything that will hinder other players. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use it to transmute, and I'm going to transmute this copper
into tin.
And I'm going to use the no entry sign, which is
fire.
The fire element. So I bump myself 1 over here, and since I bypassed the artifact, I get to flip it. And this one will give me, whenever I flip it, 2 icons. Does it have to be the same?
No.
Is it my choice?
Yeah.
My choice. Okay, I'll take a no entry. And I'll take another no entry. That's fine.
Okay, here you go.
Great, my turn. I do not have a die. So I get to pick a die. I'm going to use up my +1 so I can take this.
Copper.
Yep.
And you used your ethereal die?
Yes, I did. So it's 5. Otherwise, it would have been 4. Why do I need white copper? I just give me a second to remind myself what it is that I want to do with my life. Is there a black copper? No. I don't want to take your element. Fine. We'll manage. And I use up 1 potency so I can get a raw ingredient of copper. And now it's your turn.
Okay.
Just as a quick note, highly recommended that you generate your own first player token if you're playing with more than 2 players. Because otherwise...
You mean your active player?
Yeah, active player token, because otherwise it gets messy really fast.
Because of the reactions?
Yep. You do an action, 3 other people do reactions, and then you're like, whose turn is this?
Yeah.
What's happening? Who am I?
Who are you indeed? So you took copper, and
the guy with the
I need... Okay, so I'm going to... Yes, so I'm going to...
Reactive.
React to your die. I'm going to transmute this tin into this mercury.
Very
I'm
good.
going to use it...
The cartwheel.
The triangle.
Very
So
good. I bumped you up in air triangle.
Yes. And now I will use so this one is available. This means 1 VP per formula. This means I can give up. No, I get an essence, plus I can exchange one for something else.
Raw material for a different
else.
raw material, yes.
Yes, okay. So
they're good, but they're not amazing.
Yeah, so I'll take this one. It's black, so I have to put it actually here. Okay. Your turn.
This is really bad.
Mercury for something else?
Yeah.
Maybe it's all 3. No.
That makes more sense because there are no slashes in between. Okay, no, that makes it good. Okay, fine. Anywho, it's still your turn and I'm reacting to your die and I'm gonna use it to transmute again one of my coppers into a refined tin. I'm gonna discard this. We said it's ingredients?
These are materials and these are essences.
I'm gonna discard the fire essence.
Yep.
And I'm at tier 2 of fire, so hooray for me.
Hooray for you.
My turn. I have a die, so I don't have to take one, but before I start, I want, as a free action, to complete this experiment. Now, what does this experiment require? 2 tins
and 1 lead.
And 1 lead. So these get used up. This experiment is complete. I get my VP at the end, right?
Do you have 2 on fire? Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
It's very good. So first of all, take your bonus, which is...
to flip one of my reactive tokens back to the active side.
Yep. And then you slide it beneath the formulas that correspond to the element. So this is earth, fire, water, and air for some reason. And when you do that for the first time, you get to unlock one of your formulas. So
yes,
unlock one of them.
I'm gonna take this one because the other one's kind of lackluster.
By the way, you'll notice that we have completely different boards in the sense of the bonuses that we have around it. And also we have different formulas because we're playing different alchemists.
Yes, I'm kind of stunned by the fact that I only have 1 additional reactive token.
I have none.
Oh my god, you have none.
Yes, I have none.
Holy
moly. Okay, I'm going to use...
I haven't done anything.
Oh.
I haven't just a free action, done anything, yes. That was just a set of free actions. Okay, so first of all, I need another experiments because I have no ambitions in life at the moment. So it's this icon, so this is available to me. This is actually not bad for me, so I'm gonna use this in order to take this. And now it's your turn.
Yes. Okay, so now I will transmute, and I'm gonna transmute this copper into tin, right? I guess so. And I'm gonna do it with, let's say, doesn't really matter, just this one. So I'll get a bump here, and because I, oh, wait.
You should have gotten.
Yes.
You should have gotten as you took it.
Yes. So let's
explain to the viewers what we did wrong. When you take an artifact, the first thing you do is receive its bonus.
Right. So so I'm going to choose to get a mercury.
Very good.
So if you could give me a Mercury. Yes.
Here you go, honey.
Thanks. And I'm going to, let's see.
Mercury yourself.
Yeah. And I'm going to maybe... yeah, I'm not gonna switch, I think, materials using this. So that's fine. So now I'm gonna actually transmute. So again, this goes here.
Very good. You bypass the artifact.
Yes, I'm gonna use the Mercury's in essence to bump myself over here.
Very good. Now you can.
And now I will
flip the artifact.
Yeah, so flip the artifact to get 2 ethereal die. Great.
It's a very good artifact.
Yeah. And now I can, as a free action, fulfill this one, which needs copper and Mercury and 2 on Earth.
Which you have.
Which I have.
So you complete this experiment and then you get...
I get 1 copper, 1 tin, 1 iron. 1 copper, 1 tin, 1 iron.
Slide this over yonder.
Yes. And I get to pick one of these. So I guess I'll choose this one and put it, let's see, what do I want? Maybe this one.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so because my die is on 0, it just moves here.
But I still get to react to it.
React to it, yes.
Just as a small reminder, what the hell did I want to react to? That was this icon, so I can get any essence I want, and the essence I need is triangle. So if you can give me 1 triangle essence. Thank you, honey. Okay, and now it's my actual turn. So I'm going to use this twice to get 2 copper raw materials. And that's it for now.
Okay. Great. So now, because I don't have any dice, I need to...
What do you need to do, honey?
I need to draft 1.
Okay, then draft 1.
Yes.
You want to take another one of these? Oh no, you have...
Yeah, I have ethereal die.
The wazoo.
Yeah.
You're like swimming in them.
Yeah. Okay, so let's... So there's... Let's see. I would like, let's say, this one, which means that I have this, I have this, I have this, I don't have this. Fine. So I will... 10 Mercury? Yeah. So I'll use this one, this white one, as 10. Okay, so switching this to 10. It's supposed to be 3, but I'm going to use one of my ethereal die to bump it to 4.
Very good.
Great. So I'm going to use 1 potency to take this card. We didn't mention this, but you have a limit of 2 regular experiments in your hand.
Right, and we also didn't mention that once you remove one of these tiles,
formulas,
you get a permanent discount on one of the requirements. That is, if I were to complete this experiment now, I can either choose to remove 1 resource or remove 1 requirement from the trackers.
Yeah.
And this is relevant for all experiments of the same element, in this case, fire. So, I'm going to flip this as a free action. This gives me 2 transmutations. That'll be these 2 for 2 air trackers. So I go pluck, and then my real action will be to use this as a white transmutation, which I will discard of cartwheel. Cartwheel has been magically discarded. And now I have enough materials for this experiment. So I have 2 in the air, which is nice. And I have these ingredients, which is also nice. So I get, can you give me 1 of each?
Yep.
Thank you. Now this is an air experiment, which is yellow over here, even though it's black on the card and blue in the icon. But you know, let's not be petty about these things. And since I completed my first experiment of this element, I get to choose a bonus. I will take the 2 ethereal die and I will slide it over here. Now, I have just magically completed a column.
Wow.
Because I've completed a column, I get the bonuses on both ends. In this case, they are 1 gold and 2 silver. Now, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about gold and silver.
Yep.
Gold and silver are special. Gold is wildcard for anyone.
It's any material, yep.
Any material, including itself.
Which means that it's also mercury, which is a type of essence, so it's 1 essence.
Yes. And silver is a discount for one of the tracker requirements.
Exactly.
But it's only 1 time.
Yeah, so if I wanted to...
It's a discount. It doesn't actually push you in that tracker.
Exactly.
That's it. Unless you want to react to me, I'm just going to slide it over here and then it's your turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think I will, with my tin, maybe I'll wait. So I need this. I need this. So I need 2 of these. Silver. Oh, silver is really bad.
That's a bad silver.
Yeah, so maybe I'll choose another tin or experiment that is perhaps easier for me to do.
There's absolutely no reason not to activate this. It's a free action and I'm going to be stuck in here anyhow. Go on.
Okay. Let's see. So...
Will reacting to me help you in any way? Because you could have.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, but I don't think it would.
Okay.
Actually. So I will just... I'm thinking of maybe getting an artifact. This is bumping 1 to get 3.
Yes.
And this is both changing 1 raw to another raw and getting a free transmutation, which I think is a little bit better. So I am going to use all 3 of my potency to get another artifact and place it right over here.
Are those 2 separate unrelated actions,
and now,
or do they affect each other?
I just need to do both in any order that I want.
So they're unrelated.
Yeah, so I'm going to activate this because I just purchased an artifact, right? You can, yeah. I don't need this, actually.
Yes, you do. You get a new...
Why?
Oh, right, you don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay. So I am going to change... Yeah. I'm going to change this one into this one. And then I'm going to transmute... So I'm going to change copper into lead because of this. And then I'm going to transmute this lead into copper.
Into refined copper.
Into refined copper using this... Cartwheel essence. Great. And now, because I've transmuted along this one, right, I get to flip it.
Artifact.
Yeah.
Very good, honey.
So I will take another cartwheel, I think, and I'm going to choose to move this iron into lead. And I'm flipping it. And all of this was because I purchased 1 artifact, which was my turn.
Very good.
So now it is your turn.
I have no die, so I need to take a die. And I think I'm going to take the white Mars and I'm going to ethereal it up to 5. I'm going to use it to get myself an artifact as well. I'm going to take this one, which will give me a Mercury and bump me up in one of the trackers. What tracker do I want? I want this tracker to be bumped up. And surprisingly, that was it. Wasn't that short?
Yeah. So first I'm going to react, I think, to you. And I'm going to transmute this
the white
tin to mercury. I'm going to pay up this one to bump myself 1 on water.
Oh my god, you're competing with me on water, honey. That's mean.
Yeah. Okay, and now because I've done this, I've transmuted along this artifact, I can use it. So I'm gonna, I think, just transmute this, or will I? No, I think I won't. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I'm not gonna do that for now. Because I want to use the artifacts while I'm doing it. Okay, so now as a free action, I'm gonna
bump yourself twice,
and I'm gonna do it on the water track 1, 2. This means that I get to bump another one anywhere else. If you'll react to me and you get here as well on this turn, you'll be able to get the bonus as well.
Yeah, that's not possible for me though.
Okay. So I am going to choose to bump myself on air. And now another free action would be to actually perform this experiment. So that's lead, copper, tin, mercury, all done.
And 3 in water.
3 in water, which I have.
Very good, honey.
Right, so now I get to take this bonus. Yeah, I'm gonna not do this. Sorry.
Do it next turn, it's okay.
Yeah, so again, this goes here, 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 and here.
I'm gonna play my turn meanwhile.
Wait, I haven't played my turn yet. I haven't drafted a die. So I am going to draft a die, and that die is going to be this one, more iron. It's gonna be 4 because I'm
etherealing
it up, and then I'm gonna bump 1 to take this card. What?
I wanted it.
I'm sorry.
I really wanted it.
So sorry. Your turn.
You're such a meanie.
I know.
Oh, okay, now that my husband has messed up my plans. Those meddling kids. Well, I want this one. Like, I have discounts for it, so I can do it with relative ease, but it's also not the most interesting of experiments. Let's start. No, I need an experiment, honey. I just need one.
Yes.
Can I do something silly? Probably. Do I have chameleons? No, I don't. That probably doesn't mean anything to our viewers because we haven't used up chameleons yet, but there's a tile that chameleons up your die.
Token, yeah.
No, yeah, that one. Dang it, honey, you're such a meanie.
I know, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna be...
You're gonna be?
I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna use it.
Oh, you're purchasing a formula, right?
Yes, that's a free action.
Yes.
You can purchase formulas with gold.
Gold, with increasing amount of gold. So the first one, it costs 1, and then it goes up by 1 from there. And you can purchase at most 1 from each of the elements.
Yes, so you get one of these with...
an experiment, right? And the other one with gold. Okay,
yep.
You're gonna
place it over here, which will give me another token, and then
and wait, before you flip it, you get to pick one of...
Yeah.
Not one of these, actually. You get to take 2 and then discard 1. So out of these cards, discard 1. And it goes to the bottom of the deck, simply.
Yep.
So
I will discard this one.
Okay. Continue.
So, no actions were done yet. I'm still during my turn. I'm gonna take this experiment, since again you were a meanie and you took the one I wanted.
And we don't have any. Nope.
No more?
No, because that's level 2. You see?
Oh, you're right. Okay, your turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna use a 2 to generate 2 iron.
Very good.
Thank you. And then I'm going to use up this. I'm going to choose to perform this experiment, which means, again, silver, copper, tin, and mercury all done. I have 3 in water, as you can see here. And then I can move 2 raw materials into the same one. So I'm going to move them both to tin. And then I'm going to transmute. I'm going to transmute this one over to here.
Yes.
Yeah. Going to do that using this token, which means that I would get a bump over here.
Very good.
And then, so this is this card. Because I transmuted along this track, I want to use this one. So actually, I'm going to move this one to be over here. So I'm changing an iron to a mercury. And then I'm going to transmute again. I'm going to transmute this tin over to here. This time the essence is going to be mercury itself.
So you bump yourself up the mercury track.
Exactly.
Very good.
And then this gets flipped. This one goes here, which means that I can choose one of these. And I'm going to choose, the chameleon, why not? And I'm going to place it right over here, which means that I get 6 raw materials, which is interesting. So I'm going to choose my 6 raw materials, and you can...
That's a truck ton of raw materials.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I react to you, and I use your red die to transmute silver to gold. Okay. And I discard a triangle essence for that, which bumps me up in the air tracker, which is nice. As my main action, I'm going to bump this down so I can bump this over here. And that's... You're beating me at cartwheel. That's a fire essence, so I'm bumping up 1 in fire. And then I theoretically can complete this experiment. I'm just not sure I want to yet.
Okay, you don't have to.
Give me a second to think about it. I can get iron from you, but I probably won't. I can flip up my reactive tokens and you still have an action with that die.
Oh, okay.
But I won't. Okay, never mind. Go on.
Okay.
Go on.
My turn?
Yes.
Okay. So with my...
I'm allowed to think. Ermagerd.
No. Yeah. So with my 1 potency, what can I do? So I could take an experiment, but I cannot. I could flip one of these artifacts, but it's going to be the end of the round, which means that they'll be flipped anyhow. What else? I can generate 1 essence, so I'm going to generate 1 essence, which is going to be...
whichever you want.
Yeah, whichever I want, which is going to be air, which is triangle. So that is it, and this goes here, and I am pass. I'm done with the round.
I'm going to take a black tin. Yeah, I'm going to take a black tin. I discarded 1 ethereal, so it's potency of 4. I'm going to use it once to generate a tin. And now I...
Wait, that's not tin, right? That's lead?
Oh.
This is tin.
Different icon? No, it's the same icon.
No. Oh, you wanted it as tin? So, no, it looks like a 5. This one's
right. I'm sorry, I got completely confused. No, wait, can I do it with this one?
I'm confused.
I want...
Lead.
Lead.
Which is this one or this one?
Yes, and I prefer it white. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn it into a white Lead.
Why is it on
free? Because I discarded an ethereal die earlier. And then I'm going to use it once to generate
one lead.
Okay. Very good. Now I have lead and
iron.
And I have a discount of 2 when I'm performing experiments with air.
Wow.
And I have air tracker free.
Very good.
So I'm done with this. This gives me a bump of 1. So I get 1 ethereal die to use next round.
Very good.
And 2 chameleon die. Now a chameleon token means that when I use it up, this die effectively turns into whatever it is that I want it to be.
In terms of color and icon.
Yes, but if someone reacts to me, they react to the original die.
Correct.
They do not receive that bonus in any way.
And that chameleon effect is just for that action. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, your turn, you passed. My turn.
Yeah.
What experiment does this give me? Ooh, I wanted an earth experiment, sure. So I'm using this die to get an earth experiment. Very good. I'm like 0 in that tracker, but it doesn't matter. And then I am using it once to transmute. So I'll transmute this to here, and I will use the fire
essence.
Very good. To get this, which will give me another ethereal die for next turn. And because I bypass the artifact, I get 1 mercury and 1 bump up. I did not get them when I took it.
Okay.
Dang it. Should have had 1 more.
And a bump?
And 2 bumps, yes. I'm gonna bump 2 in earth.
Okay.
And let's see. I have this. I have gold. I have this. Why do I have these 2? I should have discarded them. I used them up for an experiment.
Right.
Okay, great. I have gold. I have this. Mercury. I can use this up for essence. And I will not complete this experiment this turn because reasons.
Okay, good. End of round. Okay, 1 of 3 rounds ended. Very easy. We're just going to pick up all the die. We're going to roll them in a second. We're going to reactivate all artifacts. We're going to remove all artifacts of this round from the board. And we are going to pick up...
I'll take care of that. And you can add the experiments.
Right, so we're going to add 1 level 2 or round 2 experiment to every spot around the board.
Do you want to pause for a second and explain about icons? Because that's also slightly confusing, or are we going to wait till the next time someone picks up publish?
Yeah, so on publication cards, like this one, like I said it earlier in the video, you need to have these icons for this to be unlocked for you to get these victory points, right?
Yes.
And you can use up only 1 icon available to you per card, so I cannot use the same icon for multiple requirements. The icons themselves come from either experiments. So currently I have 1 earth, 1 water icon,
just to
1 air.
These are the icons.
Right.
You look at the center of the experiment.
Yeah, or this one, it's the same. Yeah, the requirement. Okay, so I have 1 earth, 1 water, 1 air, 1 fire, 1 water. So it basically comes from experiments and from artifacts.
Yes.
And if you get to the 12th level here, you get another additional icon of the element.
Yes.
Basically it.
There's another small thing. These icons can only be used for 1 publication.
Yeah.
So if I have, for example, 2 air icons and I have 2 publications that require 2 air, I actually have to pick which one of them I'm going to use them on. Now, another tiny detail that we didn't mention is that these lovely, lovely bowls, which spurred an entire discussion of why they look upside down.
Sure.
Well, you remember that.
Yep.
These bowls can only contain 5 dice. So if you have more die than you need, you take all the die from the bowl and you re-roll it.
Yes. Okay.
Somehow everything worked perfectly
and I
this
passed,
time.
Right. I passed first and then you second, which means that we stay in the same turn order.
Yes. Oh my god, look honey, it's kitty cat footprints.
Oh, that's so cute.
You don't care.
No. Okay, there's also a bit more here where they stepped on the ink. Okay, so now I would like to get a, let's say, yeah, let's take this die, putting it here, and I'm gonna use it once. Yes.
I don't think you're right about this one.
What do you mean?
There should only be one level 2 experiment in each tier.
Isn't this 2?
No, this is 2 and this is 2.
Oh. Yeah, my mistake. Yeah, totally my mistake. Yes. Good. So, yeah. So I am going to return this for a sec.
Did you use an Ethereum?
Yeah. That was my mistake, yeah.
I'll give it back to you.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you don't have an
Ethereum? Yeah, I don't have one. Okay, so wait.
You have a chameleon, so you can theoretically take this and just use it up.
I am going to take this one and place it over here.
Yes.
And
you want your chameleon?
Yeah, let's just activate the chameleon. Thank you. And then I'm going to we reset these as well. Okay.
That's why getting an additional one in the first round is actually very useful.
Okay. So now I'm gonna transmute one. I'm gonna transmute one copper into one tin. And I'm gonna use this essence. So bumping myself over here. And then because I used up this artifact, I'm gonna take 2 ethereal die tokens, please.
2 ethereal die tokens.
Yes, and thank you.
And then you complete another artifact.
Another experiment, correct?
Experiment.
Yep. So these and this one.
Terminology is difficult.
And I have the 2 in water, and I get another ethereal die token and 2 bumps.
In whichever track you choose.
Yeah. So I think there's no reason for me not to bump one here.
Definitely not.
And
it's a bonus.
Yeah. And then from this one, I'm going to bump myself here and here.
Very good.
So that is it. This goes away. This goes into here, right? Yes?
Yep.
Wait. I could have used a discount of 1.
Yes,
right, so I'm going to stick this here. So this can go away.
You definitely could have.
Yeah. And that is it.
I'm just wondering if I want to copy your die. I'm going to copy your die, and it's going to generate me one cartwheel.
Sure.
I already have a cartwheel. Dang it, it's going to generate 1 no entry.
Okay.
Okay, now I need to pick myself a die. I will take the tin die, and it'll be black, and I'm going to ethereal it up to 5.
Okay.
So I'm going to use it up once for a raw material. And that's it. Your turn. I'm going to use it twice for 2 raw materials.
Okay. Okay. So I am going to pick up sure. 1 per. So this icon means 1 per experiment.
Yep.
When I complete it. Yeah, when I complete it, this is a one-time thing. Let's see. Is there anything that is a little bit more interesting? I mean, I can only take that one. And using your die, I can generate lead or transmute one.
Which will give you a bonus.
Which will give me a bonus. Let's just uncover more tokens. So I'm going to take this experiment and try to work on it. And this can go here. Dang it.
Very good, honey. I will reactive your die to transmute. How did I want to transmute? Oh, your die's black.
Wait.
Your die's black, my bad.
So I don't remember which I think... I think this icon means gain a random artifact pick from the current face down stack.
So
from the face down, yeah. So that's fine.
Okay, my turn, right? Right, I am chameleoning this into a white die, and I will use one of its potency to upgrade this, and I will bump myself up in the no entry tracker. Okay, why did I want to do that? No, I didn't want to do that. I'm chameleoning it. I'm chameleoning it into a tin, right? Tin.
Yes, 10.
Okay, I'm chameleoning it into a tin, and then I'm using one potency. For the tin, I take back my no entry, and I bump myself down in the no entry tracker, and your turn.
Down? Why down?
Because I undid something.
Oh, okay.
I transmuted, and I did the whole transmutation sequence, and then I canceled my transmutation because I'm silly. I apologize.
Okay.
So I chameleoned it into an iron, and then I got an iron.
This is iron. This is copper.
Copper.
Okay,
It's
sure.
copper.
Yep. Right. Okay, so I'm going to use this one to take this one.
Very good.
And I'm at my hand limit, and this, whoops, this goes here.
I react to you, and I transmute this copper into a tin. So I, first of all, discard this to bump myself up over here. Second of all, I bypass the experiment, so I get 2 essences. I'll take the ones that I'm missing. Very good. That was all reactive. Now it's my turn, right? Or do you have any other free actions you want to complete?
Wait, the last thing that I did was just took a card.
Okay.
So I took my card, and then you did some free actions?
Yes.
Okay, so it's your turn still.
Okay. Very good. I want to complete this experiment.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I could have used this as an essence.
Okay.
I used this as an essence.
All right.
I need to stop undoing things and start, looking at the cards. That'll help me. Okay, now I have I have all the ingredients that this experiment requires, and this experiment is officially complete. What does this give me? It bumps me up 1 in the Earth tracker, specifically, and then it gives me 1 iron and 1 tin, unrefined both. And that's it. But since I did this experiment, I get to take one of those. Now I will use this up to get a gold. And I will use up these 2 gold to take this, which I put over here. Or do I put it over here? Where do I put it, honey? I put it over here. That will be another 2 ethereal and 3 mercury. Situ.
Thanks.
That was sarcastic in case you missed out on it.
Yep. Indeed it was. Do I want to perform a no, no, and no? Okay, great. I still have this die, so I'm going to, let's see. I think I am going to Okay. I am going to transmute. No, I have the chameleon. That's interesting. So let's say this one is a white die. So I'm using my chameleon just to change the color to white.
Very good.
So now I can use one potency of white to actually transmute ones. I need an essence, but that's okay. So I'm going to transmute. Fine. How does that help me? So maybe instead, maybe I won't chameleon just yet. Maybe I'll just use one up as an essence, and this essence, but this could generate me an essence. Okay, so I'm going to react to you to generate one lead, sorry.
Very good, honey.
Now I'm
you
going
have
to
the lead.
Yeah, now I'm going to use this one to transmute this one over here.
Very good.
This doesn't really matter. It kind of does, but whatever. I'm going to use mercury as its essence to bump myself over here. Wait, I'm not using this bonus yet.
No, but this is refined mercury.
I know.
You can use it down?
Yes.
You can use it as unrefined. Okay, sure. I didn't remember that.
Yeah. Okay, so I bumped myself, and then I want to reactivate this, which means that I'm getting one essence. I'm going to choose to get a mercury essence, and I can change one material to something else. So I need this one. I don't need that, but it's not okay. So I need this one will be moved over here. Great. So this one moves here. This one moves here. This one moves here. This one moves here. And I'm good. Wow.
I just have one quick question.
Sure.
What icon is the artifact that you have facing down?
This one?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's black. What do you mean?
I meant it's fire. Okay, because I was wondering if you have enough for one of the achievements.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay, my turn. I reactive you so I can flip up my artifact. Okay, I want another experiment because my life has no meaning without experimentation. This is actually a good one. It's just like really expensive. So the heck, I'm taking it.
Okay. So a new experiment?
Yes.
That's it, right?
Yep.
Okay. So now I will, let's say, use one of the reactions in order to flip this back.
Very good.
And then I'm going to use the last potency to transmute this one over here. Oh, okay. And I'm going to use the mercury as an essence. And I'm going to get 2 ethereal die tokens.
Very good. These are worth a VP at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because I think he's at a number where he's not even going to use all of them up.
Theoretically, yeah. You're right. Okay.
Well, you have 5 more die to pick up.
Yeah. Your turn.
Okay, so I can use this up for the experiment. Or I can make it into a white one. So difficult.
Yes.
Gonna use up this potency to take another artifact. I'm limited to 2 and I have 2. Your turn, honey.
Okay,
pick
great.
Up a die.
I'm gonna pick up this one.
Bump it up to a potency of 5. Very good.
Yes. And then I am going to take one essence, which is going to be, let's say, triangle, and it is your turn.
Very
I'm going to do that
good.
Twice if I'm already doing this, so fine.
I think I'm going to react to you, and then I'm going to bump this over here, transmute it, and then move up 1 in the Earth tracker because I used up a Mercury. Very good. And because I spun this, I get a Mercury and I get to choose a tracker to move up in. So that'll be this one. That was reaction. Now it's my actual turn and I have to pick a die.
Yep.
You seem very skeptic of my ability to pick up dice. Let's see, what do I need? First of all, I need a white one. I think I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna bump it up to 4 with an ethereal. Okay. And then I will chameleon it into a black die, which I will use to transmute this. And that will push me up 1 in cartwheel.
Okay.
And I get to use this
Artifact.
so that's 2 cartwheels. And it's your turn, honey.
Okay. I'm gonna use, I think it's redunculous, but I'm gonna use up all 3 in order to pick up this artifact, which
That's a good one.
Yeah, which is gonna sit right over here. And I actually get to use it. So I will take 1 Mercury. So if you could give me 1 token, thank you. And then I can perform 1 transmutation. So I'm going to transmute using this essence, which will bump me up here. And I just used it. Okay, and now it is your turn.
I'm just checking what it is that I need with these damnable experiments. First of all, I want to take an artifact. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to put it over here, and that's going to bump me 2 in the same tracker. Are you upset, honey?
No.
Are you angry?
No.
Be angry.
No, I'm not angry.
Be very angry. Okay, icons wise, I'm like close to this, but I'm not there. That was my action, right? Right, I have no more free magical actions to do. It's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to draft a white die. And I think it's going to be, do I want lead? Do I want, let's take this one. Right, so I'm going to bump it up to 4, and then I'm going to use it once. It'll transmute, and I'm going to transmute from here to here using this essence. And because I just did that, I'm going to take another essence, which is going to be another triangle. And then I get to do a transmutation, which is going to be this one over to here, which is going to use this token, which gets me a chameleon die token, sorry, thank you. And this gets flipped over. And now I can perform, I think, this experiment, which requires lead, tin, mercury, iron, and silver.
Wow. And 5 in air, which you have.
I do indeed have, which gains me 1 one artifact.
Random?
No, it's not random.
You get to pick.
Yes, gain a random artifact. Pick from current face down to stack. Doesn't matter. Okay. Great.
Place it in its place.
And another free action that I would like to do is, so wait. So this is air?
Yes.
No, this is air. Right. So now let's say we'll pick up this one and place it over here.
Why not get the silver?
Oh, right. Okay. So I'm going to generate 2 silver. That's fine. Thank you. And 2, let's say, triangles.
Sure.
And, okay, so that was that. Wait.
No rush, honey. No rush. At least you used your die, right? Or has it been free actions all along?
Yeah, it transmuted once. Oh, yeah, but the thing that I wanted to do is show that I have now 1, 2, 3, 4 icons.
That's 4 air icons. So you take this.
So I take this one. The VP will be for the end of the game, and I can take additional essence tokens, which will be additional mercury and, let's say, an additional cartwheel. Yes. That's here in my hand.
Okay. So since I'm in a bit of a rush, I'm gonna chameleon this into a black die, and then I'm gonna use it to transmute this. And I will discard a cartwheel, which will push me up 1 in the water tracker towards 5. Now I have at the moment 1, 2, 3. I'm missing 1, but I have a discount of 1. And I can use this for a discount in the trackers. So this experiment is officially complete. What I get is 2 bumps in the water tracker, an ethereal die, and I have 4 water icons.
Very good.
So this is here, and I get 2 ethereal die. And because I get to shove this over here, I get to take this. And then I get to choose a bonus that I'm gonna get. I did my actions, so you can react or play your turn. I'm gonna think.
Okay. I cannot react because I don't have any react tokens.
I think I'm gonna do this.
I think
And this gives me free transmutations. So that's gonna be. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to think out loud because this is a bit complicated. So follow through me.
Oh.
So I have 3 transmutations from here, and I also need to. I'll start with this one.
Take 2, and from your hand discard 1.
I'm actually rather happy with most of them.
Remember that you cannot use the same icon twice.
Yes, I kind of remember that. Okay, so I took this. Now I'm taking my Transmutazione.
Okay.
So that'll be 1 over here, and I will discard a cartwheel for that. So I go over here, and I get an ethereal. And I used up this artifact, so I get to move twice in the same tracker, right? That's great. Which one do I want? Probably fire because it's the lowest. Okay, that was 1.
You're really close to this.
Oh.
Just one bump. Just one bump.
Just 1 bump in fire.
In fire.
Okay, I can manage that. That was 1 transmutation. That'll be a second transmutation. That bumps me up 1 in fire. So I get this.
Yep.
And I have a third transmutation. That'll be this one. And I'll discard a triangle. So I can go up over here.
Yonder.
Okay. Your turn, honey.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I could complete this experiment now, but it'll wait.
Okay. Right. So I'm going to use as a free action this formula, which will allow me to perform 2 transmutations.
Yes.
So I am going to transmute these 2 silver into 2 gold. Let's say using these 2. So that's 2.
Very good.
And then I'm gonna, as a free action, buy this formula. So I'm going to place this one here, and I'm going to place this one over, let's say, here.
Very good.
Because gold is nice. And then just for the heck of it, I'm going to use it because there's no reason for me not to use it.
Chameleon, right?
Yes. And then I am going to turn... Okay, so then I'm going to use one of these chameleons in order to take this card. So I used it as if it's Mercury. And then it is your turn.
Okay, let's pretend I used that last turn and these are flipped. So I can react to you. What did you use? You used a white...
This is my die, yeah.
White iron. I'll take raw iron. Okay, great. Free action is to complete this experiment. Because I have a discount of 1, I have the tracker, I have free ingredients. With the discount of 1, this is done. And I get 2 tins and 1 refined iron, as well as one of those. Still free actioning. I haven't picked up a die yet.
You do you.
I am so trying. Okay, great. Now I need to pick up a die. Do I have chameleons? I do not. I'm just gonna sneeze for a second. I didn't.
Okay. Whose turn is it?
Experiments. Mine.
Okay.
I also need an experiment. I'm gonna... take... I'm gonna take this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna bump it up to 3 with an ethereal. Then I'm gonna use it once to get the experiment. We don't refill because that's tier 2.
Yep. That's it?
Yes.
Okay. Cover your mic. I'll try to remember to mute the audio at this point. Okay.
I love you too.
All right. I am going to use another chameleon to treat this die as a red die so that I'll be able to transmute this thing using this essence. So I'm bumping up here, and then I get to activate this little artifact, which means that I get 2 bumps on air. 1, 2.
That's very good.
And I get to have another essence, which will be Mercury. So I'm going to take this Mercury right over here. And then as a free action, I'm going to complete this experiment. And I have 2 discounts of materials.
Yes.
So this is just going to be the silver and the copper.
Very good.
And as a bonus, I get 2 essences and 1 chameleon. So if you can give me 2 essences, 1 chameleon. And in terms of essences, I would like yeah, whatever, let's take Mercury. It's fine.
I copy you to replenish this artifact.
Okay. And then it's your turn.
Then I use this to transmute a white once. So that goes over here. That flips this artifact, so I get to advance twice in the same tracker. Now advance twice in fire, which will let me advance once in something else, so I'll advance once in air. And now I can complete this experiment, which is have a discount of 1. So these 2, and I have all the requirements in the Earth tracker. So I complete it, and this gives me 2 raw ingredients. So I'm gonna do this. And now it's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to generate 1 iron. So if you could give me just the 1, and that is it.
Very good. I will do a white transmutation once. That goes over here. That's a fire. So I bump myself up one in the fire.
Okay.
And that is it.
I'm actually going to use a chameleon to just generate something else. I'm going to generate this.
Sure. Whatever works for you.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, okay.
That's it. We're done with this round.
Right, and I've again passed first. So I'm first. We reactivate all of our artifacts. If we remove any level 1 experiments, those go out of the game. But otherwise, we're gonna...
That was level 1?
Yeah, both of these were level 1.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we make sure there's a level 3 on every area.
Yeah,
and we will take all die.
Artifacts as well.
Artifacts as well, correct.
Artifacts go away.
Yes. So I'm going to take the die. I'm going to pick them up.
This is a bit of a silly question, but
yeah.
We don't get the points in the trackers during, right? We only get them at the end.
Yes.
So just the 7.
Yes.
Okay. I said it's a silly question. I just wondered whether we're doing something wrong here.
Right. This is this. This goes here.
We seem to be having a lot of...
what?
A lot of iron. Like consistently, we've been getting a lot of iron. That's it.
Wait.
Oh. These do not belong here, honey. They belong...
Nor do all of these.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Okay. Good. Reactivate your artifacts.
Yes, and reactivate your reaction tokens.
And my reaction tokens. Yes. Okay. What's the fastest way for me to get to this? That's an interesting question. Fine. Let's take what? Let's take this white one as a 5.
Well, what do you think we're doing in those alchemical experiments?
Right.
This is all to make those...
Right. Yep.
Amsterdam mushrooms thingy.
I'm gonna transmute once. I'm gonna transmute this tin into mercury. I'm gonna use mercury as the essence. So I'm gonna get a bump over here. And because I just did that, I get a free transmutation. So I'm gonna transmute, let's say this. No. So I'm gonna first move this one to be over here with this action, then I'm going to transmute this one over here using another mercury, so that's another bump. So I basically used up this one, and because I use this transmutation, I get to do this again, which will bump me twice on air.
So that's 2 VP.
Yeah.
Because you bumped past the max.
Yes. And now I get an essence. The essence will be mercury. Great. This gets flipped. And this is it.
I used up one of my reactions to get an iron. No, wait, copper. And I will take the red iron. Do I really need the red iron? Yes, I need the red iron. So first use will be to take this. And then it's your turn. You want the red? You have reaction tokens. Like a bazillion of them.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Iron, no. Okay, my turn?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to transmute again. I'm going to transmute this mercury into iron using a mercury as an essence. So I get a bump over here. And because I just did that, I'm going to get an essence, which is going to be mercury, and a free transmutation, which is, I guess, going to be... okay, so I'm not gonna use this artifact. Fine. Right. Let's see. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 on the discount. Great. So I can fulfill this experiment.
Wow.
Again, 1, which is my master one. Yeah. So that's 1, 2.
I was 1 turn away from completing
3,
this.
4. I'm sorry.
No, it's great.
My bonus is that I get to take 2 and choose 1. And this is mine as well. I could theoretically get 2 transmutations, but I'm not going to. That's fine. What?
Can't you generate magically some resources?
I don't think I can.
Okay.
I could have gotten 1 mercury, but I don't have the essence. That's fine. You can't win them all. So
I'm gonna start because I wanna reaction Idanush and take 1 heart wheel because I need some elements. Some essences, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, let's make sure we have all the icons. So we have 1 fire. How many water do I have? I have 2, 3 water. I need 1 water.
I don't have any chameleons. And I need essences. So I'm going to take an additional essence.
I need a water and an earth.
And that'll be a
water and an earth, so no fire.
That'll be
just water.
Your turn. Do you want to copy me? Red dye. Iron?
No, that's fine, thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to pick up an experiment, which will be this earthy one.
Very good, honey. Okay. I'm going to copy you, and I'm going to use your white. I don't have any white. I'm going to get an essence of cartwheel. Actually, no, I'm not going to copy you. Whatever, Okay, I have 2 essences, so I could quite easily use this to transmute twice. So I transmute over here, I use these 2, so I bump myself 1 over here and 1 over here. I don't remember if we mentioned it, but if you're moving dye from one location to another, like a bunch of dye, you can do it as the same action. So in this case, I used up 2 potency to get 2 dye from here over here.
That's true.
Yes, okay, so I have 2 silver, 1 iron. I have... I do not have the needed requirements. Dang it, I need a few more triangles. Okay, I'll do that next turn. It's your turn, honey.
Okay, I'm going to react to you and generate 1 iron, please. So if you can give me 1 iron.
Very good, honey.
Thank you.
And now it's your proper turn.
Yeah, it's my proper turn, in which I will chameleon this up to generate 2 tin.
Take your 2 tin, honey. Very difficult.
Yes.
Very, very difficult. Do I want the fire experiment? Probably. Do I need it? Probably not. Could get another iron from your action. Okay, I only have 1 experiment, so I can take the fire one. Okay, took the fire one.
Okay.
That's it.
Going to react.
Very good.
I think in order to generate mercury as an essence. Oh.
Take a new die, honey.
Right. As an essence. Okay. That's relatively good. Oh, I have so much error. It's not even funny. I And I don't have any use of it. That's great. Okay, so I am going...
That's because you're well aerated, honey.
Sure. I am going to take one of, let's say, these.
Okay.
It's going to be a 5.
Very good.
And I am going to use it once to transmute this mercury. I don't have any. Okay. So I'm going to generate one essence, which is going to be mercury. Okay. Your turn.
My turn. I basically need 2 essences, and I think that the way I'm going to do that is take this one and bump it into A5. And then I'm going to use it. I have no essences whatsoever. What did you use? You used this, which gives you any element. Great. I used it to get a triangle. Now I have a triangle. And I use it to go over here. So the triangle bumps me up by 1. And now I flip this, which will give me 2 triangles. For next turn, you can't copy because you don't have any more reactions. Your turn.
Okay. I am going to transmute this mercury into iron using this mercury. Yes. Okay. So mercury gets me to here. And then because I used up this artifact, I'm going to generate 1 mercury as an essence, and I'm going to transmute again. I'm going to transmute this iron into silver using this mercury as an essence. And that is it.
Very good, honey. I need some more fire in my life. Anywho. What do I want? First of all, let's start by completing this. I need 7 in air, which I have. I have a discount of 2, so I only take the 2 silver and the iron.
Okay.
So this experiment is completed. I get no entry and a cartwheel and 2 chameleons, which will be very, very useful at some point in my life. Okay, and I'm going to start by, this is iron, this is copper, this is far from what I want. I'm going to chameleon it into an iron, and then I'm going to get myself 2 iron. And that's it, it's your turn.
So that's 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's do it. I don't care.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to use all 3 and this chameleon
to get
this artifact.
Very nice. That's 3 resources instantly.
Yeah, and 2 of them are refined. So it's this one, and this one. So I just need to move these 2. Here I don't have any reactions, so I can flip it over. Your turn. I can flip it over and do it just for the 1, which is okay.
I chameleon this into a red, and I use it twice. So I get to move these 2. And the essences will be 1, 2. So I'm capped at fire, and I'm moving 1 over here. And now it's your turn.
So theoretically, if I get 2 bumps, I'll get the earth that I need. It seems like, it reminds me of a song. Which is great, but then I am going to need another water. So I won't be able to complete everything, I think. So, yeah, that's a shame. So I guess this will get me some points, so that's fine. So let's just take that. Okay, so I'm going to take this die and turn it into a 4 using this one. And then I'm going to... So I can use... Fine. I'll just... Oh, top. Okay, I'll use these two in order to generate
what are you generating?
I'm generating 2 essences. It's not my best move, but that's okay.
You are fabulous in all the moves you make. I need a red die. And wow, my options are limited. Oh. This is here. Wow. My options are very, very limited. What if I just do the dumb solution?
That could be really funny. I'm gonna skip one in order to not get one of these. Okay.
Sure, and you took something else instead?
No, I just, instead of moving 2, I just moved the 1.
Okay, very good, honey.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the
I have no idea what you're doing, but you're fabulous.
Yeah, you're gonna see. It's really stupid.
I doubt it. You're brilliant.
Thank you.
What? He's gonna win. You know he's gonna win. I know he's gonna win. The hell am I doing with my life, honey?
No idea.
It's like I really want an artifact and then to use it, but then that's the last thing I do. Now I could be an idiot and just take this.
That's my thinking. I'm gonna just buy an artifact.
Yeah, but this one in particular for me is 6 points.
Yeah, just take it. No, why do you think it's 6 points?
Because it gives me 6 plus 1 ethereal.
Oh yeah.
And ethereal at the end of the game is worth 1 point.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's like...
Yeah, hacking the game.
Yeah, that's...
Not very interesting.
Exactly, that's my point. I want fire artifact. I'll wait till you buy an artifact and that's it. Okay, I'm gonna take a red die, but then I'm restricted. I'm gonna take a black die, and I'm gonna discard this to turn it into a 4. And then what am I doing with that black die?
Indeed.
Okay, I'm transmuting. I can't transmute here. I can transmute here, and that's rather useless. But I have 1 discount in fire, and I can probably get a gold. Sure, transmuted this, and then I bump myself 1 in cartwheel. And it's your turn.
I'm just gonna take another one of these because.
Really?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, wait. I was at 4. I needed to be at 3.
You go.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. It's fine.
So I can do the boring thing as well.
I'm not gonna do the artifact purchasing. I'm gonna do something else.
If you're not going to purchase an artifact, I think the most beneficial thing for me is to just use this up to get this. That'll give me 2 silver, which is unimpressive, but it'll give me a fire icon.
Okay.
Icons are relevant for something.
I'm going to reactivate this. Your turn.
Your turn. I'm done.
Oh, okay. So the last thing is that I'm
just going to spin my tiles.
Sure. I'm going to transmute this tin into mercury using this. So it bumps me 1 over here. And then because I have this thing now, I can transmute again. So I'm going to transmute this thing to be over here. Yep. Great. using this essence, so it bumps me up here. And now I can complete this one, which means that I spend these 2 mercury, these 2 iron, and this one silver. Oops, wrong.
It's okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to place this one over here. This one will be moved over here.
Very good.
And then I'm going to take 2 essences, which are not important. I'm just going to take
1 water tracker and 1 of your choice. I moved in water.
Oh, I thought I'm blue. Oh, never mind. Okay, so I guess this one. And then I'm going to flip this in order to get a gold. And I get some essences, but I don't think essences are worth anything.
No, they aren't.
So that's basically it. Okay.
And
that's it. All right.
Done.
End of game scoring.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I like this game.
That was a very
No, yeah, you just surprised me with that question. Let me recuperate first. Okay. So first of all, we score all of our experiments. I think we can pull these off. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the completed ones we definitely can and should.
Okay. So in terms of completed experiments, I get 3 plus an 8 plus a 4 plus 6 plus 15. 5. So that's 28, so that's 38. That's 9. 38 plus 9, that's 47. And another 6. Okay, done.
Less dramatic, but 57.
Okay, very good.
Pretty much the same score.
Yeah.
Achievements.
Right, now we convert icons into achievements.
And general
publications. Yeah, publications.
Okay.
Achievements, let's do later.
Okay, sure. So now icons into publications.
So I have, let's see, I have just the 1 air, unfortunately. So I think the higher thingy will be this for 9 points. So I do have the 2 air, a fire, and earth. I don't have the 2nd water, which is really a bummer because I do have the 2nd earth, but that's it. So this one doesn't count. Bummer. It could have given me theoretically 1, 2, 3, 4. It could have given me 8 points. But I'm just gonna take 3 points. Let's put it here. 3 points for every earth experiment. That's 3, so that's 9 points for me. Okay, that's it.
So I've completed this one, which is 2 points for each experiment. Now let's just follow it up. But earth, air, another air, 2 water, and the fire from here.
Yep.
So this is done, and this is, I have 8 experiments, so that's 16 points.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
So 16 points.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Sorry, 6. And then you're on 63. So that's 73. Okay.
This is, how many points is that?
1 per refined.
That'll give me 7 points, so that's not as good as this one. Okay, so let's start with completing this one. So that's earth, air, water, fire. So that's 8 points.
Okay.
And now I have air, earth, and water, which doesn't complete anything else. This is 2 for each experiment. This would have given artifact. This would have given me less, and this would have given me less as well. Okay, so that's it. Well, you did the 8 from here?
Yeah.
Then that's it. I'm done with those.
Okay. Next up is, let's do these actually. Yeah. So this is just 21 for me.
And this is 22 for me.
Yep.
So let's give you 21.
22.
And we said 22, so that's 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay.
Very good. And now points because of completion of the Philosopher's Stone. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 means 25. Sorry. 1, 2, yeah. It means 16 points.
Okay.
So I get 16 points.
Very good.
6. So that's 89. So that's 99.
Very good. And I have 25.
Okay, very good.
So I'm at 3 points. I need to be at 28.
Wow. Very good. And next up, 1 point for every gold.
Nada.
I have 1 gold, so you can bump me up once. 1 and 1 point for every ethereal. I have 1. You have?
I have 5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You used them up well.
Yeah, I told you. And then lastly, we get points because of this. So I get a total of 4 plus 7, that's 11. So I'm on 12. And you get a total of 7 plus 2, so that's 9. So instead of 33, you are on 42. And that is it.
Really? That's it? Okay.
Yeah, very good.
Yay. That was a very high score for both of us.
Yeah.
We're usually not that high or that efficient.
Yeah.
Told you it's the drugs.
Okay. So, thoughts. Let's start with some good, some bad in between, and then let's end up with.
No, I can give a lot of good and a lot of bad things for this game. I mean, to anyone who's watching this who's not new, we don't usually cover all the rules. We just play the game and let people kind of understand the rules from the playthrough because we don't like overly long videos. Mm-hmm. But there are some heavy iconography and usability issues in the game, so we thought that that's needed.
Yeah.
We don't usually do that, but we did it this time. So obviously that's a negative.
Yeah.
We like the game. I don't think this gets sold. No. But we did try to play it with a friend and had issues.
Right.
Like there are very sophisticated things in this game that I really, really, really like, but they're just not explained clearly. You have to play it once or twice to get them. An example for that is that everything that requires something is a free action. So, for example, you took an achievement somewhere throughout the middle of the game that gave you 2 transmutations.
Yeah.
But you did not have the essences to use that, right?
Yes.
Right. But that was a free action that you chose to do that turn because if you wouldn't have, I'd have stolen it.
Yeah.
I think that's very intelligent, that you get very powerful bonuses that require you prep work. You need to make sure you have the essences to get these. However, they're all linked to free actions, so you don't have to do them at any given point. I think that's very intelligent and that's very well done, but that's also something that we will need to explain to everyone that we're playing so that they plan ahead. That's weird. The iconography is horrible, like downright horrible.
Yes.
I have to look every time, either at the board or the player aid, and there's nothing to distinguish these and these visually. They're just kind of glopped together.
Yes.
I get that this is like chalk and experiments and whatever. It's very pretty. Not arguing. Usability comes before art.
Yes.
Why do these look completely different from the icon requirements for them? Like, why are these trackers, like, this is a bonus, but it's also the tracker?
Yes.
And this is the element that requires the tracker. Why do these look the same? Like, these two are consumable. These are a completely different type of consumable, and these are non-consumable.
Right.
But they all look the same everywhere. Tiny changes could have made the experience of teaching this
and learning
so much better. Like, these cover the color that they're supposed to be on. Like, I have to move them and I'm like, oh, right. Obviously, after playing the game 3 or 4 times, this is a non-issue. So it'll be frustrating first time you play it, but just bear with it. This is a good game. It's a very intelligent game. I really like how it balances itself out, both with the combination of actions and free actions and the reactions. I mean, all the reactions that you can do are on your own board and do not hamper or damage any other players, which is great, because in games that use this reaction, mainly the Zelda games, this is a showstopper. Like someone says, oh, in this boss, someone says, okay, I want to follow up with your action.
The game pauses. Yeah.
Everyone puts down their hand and now they're waiting. And in here, it's a lot nicer. You get to think, you get to look at your board, you get to decide, and you can change your mind without actually damaging the experience for someone else, because the stuff that really matters, like the artifacts and the experiments and the trackers,
are reserved for the active player.
Well, the trackers no, but the trackers are less of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the stuff are reserved for the active player, and that's really nice. That's it. I really like the weight of it. It's not too heavy. It's not Lacerda or Alchemists, but there are a lot of actions and there are a lot of things you can chain, and you get to think about what's most beneficial, and you have a lot of player agency, both in choosing the die, and that player agency can be a bit restrictive, because if you take a 5 black, you're not stuck with black for 5 turns, but then you get the reactions and you can increase them, and you can, was it this one? Yeah, and you can save up a refreshment of them for wherever you want, and just a lot of stuff to love here.
Mm-hmm.
A few things that I dislike is the whole handling of the icons, starting from how they're not very clear to the fact that they're extremely restrictive for the number of VP they give you. Like an experiment, a tier-free experiment will usually give you a lot more points
than a
publication.
Publication, yeah.
But you need to look at the publications and you need to decide and you need to think of your strategy. And that's something that...
It's almost as if this is not necessary.
Yes, I get why it's in the game.
Just because of the set collection?
The set collection, and it adds a lot of variety to things. Like it makes the trackers more thematic. Otherwise, there'd be just generic VP trackers.
Yeah.
Which is something that I like. It also plays along with the experiments. But I'd be happy if they gave like half the points and were not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Sure. Just to streamline the game, because the game does have an ebb and flow issue. Sometimes it can get a bit stuck, so that would have definitely
when you're
helped.
Running out of materials?
When you're running out of materials, when you're on your last die and you're not sure what you want to do for the next round, and you just kind of try and squeeze the maximum you can out of your die. I mean, the ending was quick this time, because both of us didn't have relevant artifacts or relevant actions, but sometimes the end of the game can be very drawn out when people try to squeeze those last few points. So overall, I personally really like it. I'd be happy if someone did something either with player aids or, something on BGG to make the experience of teaching this and playing this the first time a lot more convenient, because I think it's a very intelligent game. It kind of hits the sweet spot of weight to complexity that I like. It's like on the lower end of the heavier games. It's not incredibly heavy. You're not going to find yourself undoing many actions, but you have a lot of options and they're all good. So really like that. I was stunned when you told me that's from the same guy who did
Anachrony. Yeah.
Anachrony, because Anachrony, I don't think I can find a fault in the design or the iconography of the game. It's really good. And in here, it's just a mess. Like, how in the hell is a new player supposed to remember that this is also an essence?
Yes.
Like, couldn't you just do something on the top of the icon to just indicate to people that this is special?
Yeah.
Those things are minimum effort, and they really help the experience of getting into the game. And that was not done here, which is a shame, but as a game, fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, so for me, let's talk about our components. So the components themselves are pretty good. I mean, everything is... the dice are fine. The quality of the artifacts, the quality of the board itself is fine. The tiles are cute. I do want to say that the board is too big, I think.
For what it does.
Yeah, they say that these tokens should be placed here, but I don't think that's very useful. I mean, they're too many in order to fit them here.
They
it's
also
sort of a
don't
mess.
fit the icons in any way.
Yeah, so these two shouldn't have been on the board, so the board should have been smaller, I think. But other than that, it's great. I think the art is good to great. I mean, it's nice to look at. The problem, and this is where the S hits the fan, is with the user experience, right? And it starts with the fact that the graphics here is too focus grabbing.
Yeah,
instead
it jumps
of
to the front.
Yeah, instead of being in the back, the background here is very bland. And like we said, the player aid is just bad. It is just bad. It doesn't say anything. It is more confusing to read or to learn from than to actually use it. And it would have been really easy to make this a bit more informative. Sorry. And the biggest mistake, or the biggest hurdle to jump over, is the material versus essences icons, which would have been easily solved, like you said, but they're not. And this is really annoying because you sort of have to, have a leap of faith towards the game in order for you to make sure that you understand that this is a material, but this is an essence. This is a token that you put on your board. This is a token that you grab from here. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
This is a material and an essence.
This is a material and a horrible, horrible, horrible. No excuses. In terms of the publications, I think they're fine. They're a little bit annoying. But I do like and this is a very good thing. There are actually 5 boards.
Yes, which are very, very different.
Very
give
different.
You very different bonuses.
Yeah, very different bonuses, very different formulas. So if you play with a different board, you have that very good amount of variability in the game. You don't feel like you're playing the same game over and over because these are very different.
And it's very noticeable. Like I only had one refresh, and I only had one additional reaction. You had one refresh, no additional reaction. Last time I played, I had 2 additional reactions and 2 refreshes. But you had a truck ton of materials and I had a truck ton of transmutations. So looking at this and devising a way to optimally use it is really fun, and it's very different every game. So that's great.
Oh yeah, I'm so angry. So this icon, which means, by the way, silver is a discount on this, which is not stated anywhere. This is a discount of either a material or one of the requirements, and you cannot understand this from this icon at all.
The colors have no relation to anything. Why is air yellow? It's black on the artifacts themselves.
The experiments, yes.
On the experiments themselves, and it's white, bluish over here, and then here it's yellow.
And why is this blue? I mean, a player could ask, why is this specifically blue as opposed to these which are black? Again, no reason. And why is this, round and this is also round? Horrible, horrible, easily fixable. So publisher, if you're thinking about, making another, a second edition to this game,
very easy to improve this.
Consult with us. We have many suggestions. Other than that, the game
cost of artifacts not listed anywhere.
Cost of artifacts not listed.
Not even on the player aid.
Yeah. Horrible. No. But again, the fact that it does, to me at least, feels a lot like a Lacerda game in the sense that you only have to do one thing, which is take one of your die take a die and use one of its potency to do something.
Yeah.
And from there on, there's a path of small but very important decisions that you need to make in order to combo things up. That is great. I mean, the fact that you combo your artifacts with some of these tokens, with maybe a reaction, if you plan well, you can get to a very mega turn, which is very satisfying. Thank you. And also, I like the end of game scoring, because you can't really know during the game who's going to win, which is something I like. I would say that the addition of the accomplishments, which is optional, don't play with it during your first couple of games.
Oh yeah, it's very confusing. Like, why do I need the icons? How am I rushing to the icons? How do they relate to the publications?
Yeah, you don't need another thing to follow. You have your experiments, you have your master experiment, you have your initial publication, that's all well. I do want to say another thing for this game is that they recommend a starting setup, which is, this is the board for the starting player. You should place this specific artifact over there. You should give him this specific master experiment and the publication. So everything is really laid out. So there are no decisions to make for new players, which is excellent. The less decisions for players up front, when they're first playing the game, the better. It just calms everybody down, which is excellent. So yeah, overall, I really like this game as well. I see a lot of potential in terms of usability and explainability. But other than that, if you like Lacerda games, definitely check this one out.
It's a bit lighter, but it scratches the same itch.
Yeah, I don't feel it's lighter. But I feel it's sort of on par.
Like, I nitpicked about the fact that the artifact cost isn't listed anywhere. The first time we played it, I just assumed that it's free potency and free essences and just played the entire game like that. And Idan didn't notice and didn't correct me because he's not supposed to look at every single thing I do and correct me. And why? Just there's so much room here. Write something.
Yeah. All right. So in terms of recommendations, what would you say aside from Lacerda games?
If you like Alchemists but find it a bit too heavy and too long, yes. And if you like games that are heavy into chaining, like
comboing things up,
yeah, I don't think that Gaia Project is the best comparison, but it does have a similar feel in the sense that I do this to get this, to get this, to get this, and then I spin these around, and then I get this action, which is resources for the next turn, and that's it, I'm done. So it's the same kind of mentality, and I really like it.
Plus the tracks here also are very reminiscent
of to Terra Mystica.
Terra Mystica, yep.
Yep, so lots of things to love here. Very heavy game. Not very heavy, but, heavy-ish and very enjoyable. Who would you recommend this to?
So Lacerda fans. And maybe people are playing medium Euros who are looking for their next step, but have a patience for learning a game. Because you have to have that.
Yeah, and you have to have patience to teach it as well.
What would you say about player count?
We played it at 4, didn't we?
No.
We played it at 3?
Yes. We never played it at 4.
I don't think it'll be that big of an issue as opposed to a game like Alchemists or Gaia Project that become a slog. Mainly because these reactions are fairly minimal and you can do them during other players' turns. So I really don't think that's a big deal. It's it could be played at 3 or 4. It's nice in 2.
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
Which is something that we don't say often.
It's true.
Most of our recent reviews were don't play this in 2 players or it doesn't scale down. But this one scales up or down fairly well.
Okay.
Can I nitpick something else?
Yes. The balls?
Yes. The second time we played it, Idan called these balls. And I looked at them and I was like, that does not look like a ball.
It looks like an upside down bowl.
Yes. It looks like a concave?
Yeah.
It looks like a concave bowl. And I just stared at it and tried to realize why. Thank you. a convex bowl. Why does this not look like a bowl when it's very clearly supposed to be a bowl? If the light comes from here, then the shadows from here, but then it's just...
Okay, and we're done. All right.
No, we're not.
Yes.
Easily fixed. Yes.
All right.
We're done.
All right, so we hope you enjoyed this video and review, and we'll definitely see you next time. Bye.
Neta.
Okay. אוקיי, זה מקליט.
כן, שעתיים, סבבה.